Mr. Grand Conspiracy, a term, by the way, that doesn't exist in federal law. They're just making it up. But to try to just have another forum to do what they couldn't do 3 times before with no effort to in any way augment the case. It's not there, and that itself is a grave miscarriage of justice, trying to make a case that they know doesn't hunt.
Grand conspiracy may not exist, Harry Littman, in federal law, but it certainly exists in the dregs of the internet, Glenn Thrush, which is where that all came from. Yeah. I mean, listen, in the case of A.G. James, we all know this is about the process and the pain that comes with the process and the time that comes with the process and the money that comes with the process. And while everything else may not be real and may not be true, that remains real. That remains true. That is the effect and reality of his retribution campaign. Your sense, Glenn, based on your reporting on where we are in the escalation ladder when it comes to this DOJ being willing to target those who the president identifies as his political enemies?
We're in a really weird liminal period here because it seemed like things were gaining some traction latter part of last year, but the wheels are coming off the bus a little bit. This is a Justice Department that is really weighed down by this Jeffrey Epstein files fiasco. And a lot of the energy that we're going into these selective prosecutions that Trump was ordering up like Ubers last year, they've fizzled out, and they're having a lot of trouble finding assistant U.S. attorneys to even bring any of these cases. So while this is still an enormously alarming set of circumstances, I think it is important to understand the degree of just fundamental dysfunction in the department right now. You have some of the senior leadership of the department, from Pam Bondi on down, Jeanine Pirro in D.C., you have Harmeet Dillon, the head of the Civil Rights Division, doing direct-to-camera pleas for law school graduates to come work for them. We've reported about the labor shortage in the U.S. Attorney's Office. Not surprisingly, good lawyers and even young lawyers don't want to come work for the Justice Department. That has become a profound problem. So I think while we're seeing a lot of these fireworks, and again, I've said this from the beginning, it's difficult to discern the fireworks from the artillery. And for a period of time, particularly late last year and in the summer, it seemed like it was artillery. It's seeming at the moment like it's fireworks. Quinones essentially was placed in that position with the assistance of Mike Davis, who's this right-wing provocateur who's in Trump's ear. And one last thing, one point I want to make is we got a housing crisis in this country. I covered housing for 20 years, low-income housing in New York and other places. What is Bill Pulte doing about the housing crisis? The FHA is supposed to be doing that. Why is he spending his time on the Justice Department's front lawn when one of the big issues in the midterm elections is affordability, particularly at a time when interest rates are rising over the last couple of weeks, and young families can't afford even cheap rental housing?
I know you mean it as a rhetorical question, but it is the problem with this administration top to bottom, which is an actual lack of attention to the very things that they ran on, a disinterest in this question of affordability and an absolute obsession, Mary, with going after their enemies. So I just want to throw into the dysfunction that I think Glenn did a very good job of articulating over at DOJ, the fact that somewhere in that dysfunction, they have found time. This is according to the New York Times. They're agreeing to pay Michael T. Flynn, President Trump's former national security advisor, $1.25 million to settle